So we're here on another Wednesday, and this Wednesday we're talking about mountains. So far this week, we've had a couple of trivia questions. The first trivia question was about two men that climbed Mount Everest in 1953, and the mountaineer that was a part of that team. And the next day was a question about where is Mount Everest. It's in Tibet. But Tibet, Tibet is an autonomous region. I guess it hasn't always been that way, but it's an autonomous region of China. And then today, the question was related to, what was the question today? The question today was, it was about the Blue Ridge Mountains. The Blue Ridge Mountains. Yeah. So today we're going to look at a book that offers information about mountains and also some crafting to do. So let's open up that book and then we'll look into a quiz. Great. So yeah, let's go ahead and get the quiz. And then honestly, I might go put on a little bit of makeup. So let's see, mountain ranges. Trivia, mountains around the world trivia. Let's share the screen. Map quiz game, all about mountains quiz. I'll try this one. So how about this? If you're out there and you're watching, maybe you can try the quiz, and then by the time I come back, you can try what we all do. I'll be right back. All right, so let's get into this quiz. It's a bunch of questions. Why are all of the mountain quizzes so long? Okay, the summit of Mont Blanc, Europe's highest peak, is located in. It's gotta be France. Which Asian Turkic term meaning black mountain? Is it Hindu Kush? Oh man, I don't think. Cool. Next. What constitutes the continuous submarine mountain chain that extends through all the world's oceans? Wow, that's cool. Seamounts. Oceanic ridges, of course. Which mountain chain separates France and Spain? I really don't know. I think it's the Andes. It's the Pyrenees? Pyrenees? I don't know. Yes. I know the Andes Mountains are not over there. Which mountain system of Central Asia takes its name from the Chinese for celestial mountains? Oh. Is it not the Himalayas? Tian Shan, my bad. Apologize, that was incorrect. What is the highest mountain range? The trick question, but Andes, it's just the Andes. Okay, cool. I think it's the Pamir. Too rough. 4 major categories: fault, block, fold. But I doubt they're volcanic, and I doubt they're fault block. I imagine they're fold mountains. Oh, they're fault block. What does that mean? The Sierra Nevada range of western North America is an example of fault block. Mountains are composed of segments of the Earth's crust that have been uplifted along linear fracture zones in the form of enormous blocks. Valleys or basins usually separate these upthrown fault blocks. Which mountain range's highest peak is known as Victoria Peak? The Maya Mountains. The Maya Mountains form a plateau, and that makes sense, I guess. Victoria is a very English-sounding, like English-friendly, maybe. And which segment of the Appalachian? The Blue Ridge. Sassafras. Highest in Pole Massif and the Snowdonia Mountains. Or Kanchenjunga. Pennsylvanian Alps located. What is the highest mountain in the British Isles? Did we already talk about this? Is it Snowdon? Because the British Isles, they're not the mainlands, right? So I'm going to go for Ben Macdui, the area of Scotland. All right, the British Isles. Right. Which north-south mountain range forms the traditional dividing line between Europe and Asia? I mean, east again. It's got to be the Hindu Kush Mountains. No, the Ural Mountains. Sorry, guys. The Ural Mountains between Europe and Asia. Where is that? The Ural Mountains form the major part of the traditional physiographic boundary between. Is this an act? Okay. Which mountain system lies between the Black Caspian Sea? See, I don't know where these are, right? So I'm studying countries and capitals of countries, and I'm excited to then get into bodies of water, and then it'll probably be mountain ranges. I already realize I need to study like other types of landforms, like peninsulas and stuff like that. The thing is, I'm not going to be able to answer this. Which mountain system? The Cup of Azov. The thing about the mountain ranges, I'm trying to remember what the which mountain in Sri Lanka is believed by people to bear the footprint of the Buddha, Adam, and Shiva? It's got to be Mount Knuckles. No. West Sri Lanka. Its summit terminates at an oblong platform, which there is a large hollow resembling the print of a human tundra. Oh man, climates. I guess they're talking about terrain, but the tundra, because where in the United Kingdom are the Sparran Mountains? I don't know. I really have no idea. I'm going to say they're in Ireland somewhere. I think it is in Africa. Where is it again? Tanzania. But now, I can confidently picture that in my mind. Deep sea floor. What is the highest peak in South America? I'm sorry, guys. Okay, cool. Phew. Argentina, and is commonly regarded as the highest. So I'm not going to go for sounds or English. Oh, it's the Cumbrian. The Cumbrian. Yeah. Which of these, Spain and Portugal, which of these peaks is not in the Himalayas? Something, something. I'm going to guess, I'm just guessing Mont Blanc. We know it's in France. Ronok is a geographic region in which mountain range? It's a wild guess. Maybe not so wild. Yeah. And Ronok more. I think I already have them. All right, let's see if we can get this one open again. Cool, let's go on to the next question. We are the Southern Alps. Are the Southern Alps located? Oh, it's Brazil. With the Alpines? I don't think so. Wasn't there a question? Anyway. Which mountain range? Oh, the Andes. Sorry, my fault. Tunis. Yeah, so I know Toonies have higher than 2 before we finish up. Thanks so much for that quiz. That was cool. I'm talking like this today. I don't know. It looks like there's a editing the document. So I might edit make the most of what we have. So it's not a very long book. So we'll just look at the table of contents and then see if we can find a mountain museum. There's got to be a mountain museum, right? Oh, that's exciting. I made lasagna today. I had a little bit of spaghetti sauce, or there was a little bit of this spaghetti sauce. So I put that with a little bit of bacon and some vegetables. I threw in a little bit of wine and some A1 sauce, some mild and sweet vinegar. And there was one other thing. Oh yeah, a little bit of hot sauce. And luckily I was able to blend it up. And it smells pretty good. The sauce tastes good. The cheeses that were in there, some cheese that my mom bought. It's like some type of Gouda cheese with truffle in there. Then there was another just American cheese, I think. So I kind of cut that up into small pieces and tried to sprinkle it in the layers the best that I could. And I'm thinking it'll taste pretty great. So, starting a geography. What are mountains? Mountain types, erosion, volcanoes, mountain weather, mountain zones, mountain plants, mountain animals, living in the mountains, tourism, caring for mountains, glossary index. Ooh, you have to try tourism. What does it say at tourism? Page 24. Let's get page 24 and see what happens. Animals, what's going on? Living in the mountains, farming, traditional way of life, tourism, skiing, mountain climbing. So, skiing? Let's look for skiing instead of a mountain museum. I'm just going to say best mountain ranges for skiing throughout the world. The Alps, the Rocky Mountains, the Pyrenees, the Pacific Coast Ranges, and the Japanese Alps. The Rocky Mountains, the Pacific Coast Ranges. All right, let's see. Ooh, 2026. What do you have to say? This is Snow Magazine. Snow Magazine says, how do you go about quantifying which are the best? We've spent hours debating this very subject at Snow Magazine HQ. After all, while endless terrain, fantastic backcountry, and brilliant slope side restaurants all help resorts bag a few bonus points, the best resorts go one step further in a wide range of ways, so deciding which ones made the cut wasn't exactly easy. How do you weigh up, for example, the best ski resorts in Italy versus the best resorts in Canada? Can you really compare a French mega resort with an abundance of family-friendly pistes to a tiny two-loft operation in the backwoods of Colorado? Peace days? I don't know. Is it Peace Day? No way. I don't know. And what about the towns? Do you prioritize ski in, ski out access or chocolate box aesthetics? Is it all about the price or about the growing number of fine dining restaurants popping up in ski resorts? To a certain extent, the answer to all of these questions is subjective. Some ski resorts are great for families. Some are ideal for beginners. Some are particularly well suited to off-piste powder hounds. Some people just want a high altitude resort that gives them the best chance of snow-sure conditions for late season skiing. Otherwise, will prioritize the vibe and the village. In the end, everyone's idea of what makes the perfect ski holiday is slightly different. And we're not going to pretend that this list solves all those debates. In fact, if anything, it's more likely to spark new ones. What it does do, however, is represent the considered opinions of the Snow editorial team. Between us, we've racked up hundreds of years of skiing and snowboarding and visited countless ski resorts on 6 of the 7 continents. Sadly, none of us has made it to Antarctica. Yeah, we're just talking about Antarctica. I don't know if it was online, but I was talking about how Antarctica gets forgotten still really often in maps and when counting continents. Okay. Well, I guess it's because it's a pole and it's not really a continent. You know, Antarctica is too big to be a pole. All right. Anyway, it's a whole continent. Anyway. So we have Alpe d'Huez, France. Ooh, I have been skiing once. Once in my life, I went skiing. It was not a good experience. I went there with my family, and I'd never been skiing before, so I had no idea how long it would take to suit up, but I was excited. So when we get there and we're in line to go skiing, I had to go to the restroom, but I figured, hey, I can wait until we get all suited up. I didn't know it was going to be like a half an hour, 45 minutes later. So by the time everyone's suited up, nobody wants to then go to the restroom. So then I still wanted to like not try to leave and go to the bathroom because we were being given like a mini lesson. And I remember, everyone else was like chilling, but I was really freaking out because I really had to go to the bathroom. So finally, the lesson was over. Everyone was like, okay, let's do the thing. And I was like, hey, I really need to go to the bathroom. So I run and I had all of the clothes on, like all the layers, everything. On my outside layer, I had, the slick pants and everything. But and I wasn't that young. I wasn't that young. I didn't make it. I didn't make it to the restroom. I did not make it there. Yep. But luckily, wearing all the layers, I apologize if this is like way TMI. I don't think it's. I'm assuming that people who ski often have to think about things like this. Okay, so I didn't know that this was something that I had to really seriously think about. And I learned that lesson like right away. So I went out to go ski, but I was super cold because I was like soaking wet. And I was afraid that people were going to like, luckily it was cold, so it's not like the smell was emitting a lot. But yeah, that was a terrible experience. That was the only time I've been skiing. Kind of want to makes me cry, but I'm really interested in snowboarding. But I probably want to like ski. I'm just kidding. I have no interest in skiing or snowboarding because of that experience. But it's really beautiful out there. No, it's still devastating to see because it reminds me of the time I went skiing. But anyway, there's that. So yeah, I haven't explored much of what the skiing world has to offer, but this is cool. That's nice. Uzbekistan. Wow. So just moving around in order to ski and snowboard and stuff like that will get you to travel the world quite a bit, huh? France, Italy, Turkey. Yeah, you're jumping all over the place. Canada, Switzerland, France, Italy. We haven't really gone to no. Do you want to go to Austria? No. I know it's not Powder Mountain. Powder Mountain? Stop it. All right, here's a good pub quiz question. What's the biggest ski resort in North America? Most people would probably bet on Whistler Blackcomb, the Canadian mega resort north of the border. But the real answer, at least in terms of accessible inbounds terrain, which is how they measure such things over the pond, is a humble little place called Powder Mountain. I've heard of Powder Mountain before, though. I probably just heard about it watching a show or something, just outside a tiny village called Eden in Utah. Powder Mountain has an incredible 8,484 acres, 3,433 hectares. I don't know that one. Of skiable terrain, accessed by a mixture of lifts and snow cat toes. Great. Let's just go to Powder Mountain. Powder Mountain's unconventional lifts augment the chairlift network. Oh, wow. I'm sure they're really excited about this. I'm no. Would Powder Mountain like to add ski lifts? Okay. Cool. Powder Mountain, what are we going to do? I don't know. Can you like build a snow mountain? Powder Mountain. Let's see if I can add it here. Great. So we're here on the phone, making the changes here. So the title of this book is just Mountains. And so we're going to Powder Mountain, Utah, USA. It's just Powder Mountain. Yeah, that's what it is about Powder Mountain. Isn't Powder Mountain almost like man-made? Yeah, Powder Mountain is man-made. Oh. And so now we're talking about crafting mountains with the book. Cool. Okay, yeah, that's cool. I'm just going to say read any chapters you like. And then I feel like Powder Mountain though. Read any chapters. Read chapters. Read chapters, not for fluff. No. Is it good like that? Skim through the book. Yeah. Skim through the book. Cool. So how would we help? Design your, is it a paper mache mountain? Design a paper mache mountain with hypothetical locals and tourists in mind. Did I just say with locals? Yeah, with locals and tourists in mind. Oh man. That is fun. That's fun. I like that. I'm excited about that one. That's fun. So yeah, that's it for this week. Yeah, I don't know. Should I try skiing again? Should I try snowboarding for the first time? Oh wow. I'm more of a snowboarder. Okay. It's located in one of America's premier. St. Anton, Austria. Hmm. All right. So I'll see if I can save this. And then that'll be it. So until next reach out, keep it loud. Bye.